Here we go. Hello and welcome back to yet another Bringing the Thunder DataMiner kata. That's right, we have another nice, epic and exciting tutorial for you here today. And we're joined, as usual, with a guest. So tell us a little bit, who are you and what do you do here at Skyline Communications?
Yeah, so my name is Tobe de Pre. I work in the analytics team at Skyline, which is part of the data core domain.
Yes, indeed. Data analytics, blah, 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 blah. Data analytics, let's say it like that. Data analytics, we've seen a few tutorials on that before. We've seen anomaly analysis, we've seen automatic detection of anomalies, I think. We've seen some where you can...
Grouping
and
pattern matching.
Pattern matching, tagging of items that you recognize. You say, okay, this CPU goes up, we can check what is related to those.
Yes.
That's all of that engine, or that's everything behind that.
Yes, indeed.
Are we going to build upon that, or is it?
Yes, so I've been here before actually, and I've talked about anomaly detection.
Yes.
We're going to build a bit further on that.
Awesome.
If you haven't seen it, it's not a big problem. I will recall a bit what anomaly detection is.
Recap, convenient for me as well. There are a lot of topics passing by.
Sure.
It gets difficult to remember everything, but anomaly, I remember that one. I remember there's always, very important to remember, there's always that light bulb icon in DataMiner UI.
Yes.
I remember that one is the important one. From there you can do a lot of things with all of the analytics engine and everything behind it. So, anomaly feedback tutorial. I can see it standing there. I was going to ask, is it a prerequisite? I'm guessing.
Well, yes. If you want to follow along, there is a catalog package that you can find on catalog.dataminer.services. It's called anomaly feedback tutorial. Just hit deploy. Where is my mouse? Here. Deploy, and then you can deploy it on your system. I already did it, so if I go to...
Anything like a minimum DataMiner requirement?
Yes, so you will need, I think it's the latest version that's released at this point, so 10.4.11.
Oh wow, it's the latest
yes,
of
it's the latest.
So we're getting a scoop here, a premier view of something indeed. Very new.
Very new, yes.
Very fun.
It was behind the soft launch option for some versions already, so maybe you have seen it before, but... in 10.4.11, it's out of software.
Would spinning up a DAS be a high enough version?
Yes. That's actually what I've done here. So
great.
That's an easy way to follow along.
Okay, well, let's jump in. What are we gonna see? What do you have for us?
First, let's first recall anomaly detection.
Yes.
So I will go to one of these elements here, the audio bitrate element. So you can find it under DataMiner catalog augmented operations, anomaly feedback tutorial.
All right.
Right. So this element, it will simulate the bitrate of different audio channels. It's a fake element, of course. We will fake it a bit.
Demo,
I will press this button here, generate single channel.
Yes.
So that will generate data for one channel here.
Over time,
over
like
time,
history sets or historical sets happening.
It uses history sets behind the scenes, so we are pushing data in the past so that we have like a history of, I think, around 1 month of data.
Okay, so we have about a month of data to then do this.
To analyze it, and DataMiner will then detect when the parameter behaves in a weird or unexpected way.
Okay,
Right? So you see here this parameter data generated. When it says yes, DataMiner is ready.
Okay, it says yes.
It says yes.
We're good to go. We're good to go.
We can go to the trend graph here. And I will show a week of data. So as you can see here, the parameter, it remains stable for
quite some time,
like a week more or less. And then there is like a small jump down.
Yes.
And also the parameter becomes less stable. There's more variability.
Yes.
Right. You can see that from the light blue area here.
Yeah, it's gone a lot wider.
Wider indeed. Yes. It's actually typical behavior for a bitrate parameter that changes from a constant bitrate encoding to a variable bitrate encoding.
Okay.
Right. That can be maybe you misconfigure something. Maybe you wanted this to happen. This can also be.
Okay.
Maybe it picked the wrong file or something. I don't know.
Right.
But this can be something that an operator might want to be notified about.
Yes.
Because this can be a misconfiguration somewhere in your system.
But it's a very common scenario.
Yes, it's a common scenario.
Okay.
And as you can see here under the trend graph, there are two squares. I will zoom in a bit.
Yes.
Use the correct mouse. All right. So there is like this long square, this long low one.
Yes, and then a bigger one.
And a higher one, but that is smaller. So it's a bit hard to see because they overlap, but the smaller one is a level shift.
Okay.
Yeah, that corresponds to this jump down.
The jump down, as
yes.
you said, yeah.
And the variance change is the long one. That corresponds to this change in variability, the increase in variance, we call it.
So that's the basic anomaly detection that DataMiner offers out of the box?
Out of the box, indeed. I've not configured anything, only I've made sure that the parameter is trended.
Yes.
That's everything I've done.
Okay.
Right? So you see that here the squares are black. This indicates that DataMiner thinks it's an anomaly. So it's something...
It hasn't occurred.
It hasn't occurred before. It's something weird. Something that DataMiner thinks you might want to have a look at this. Right? You can see this in the trend graph. You can also see this in the light bulb, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Here you can see 2 anomalies were found in your trend data. And indeed, these are the level decrease to jump down and the variance increase.
Okay.
Right? So yeah, that's anomaly detection in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Now, what I will talk about now is a new capability that we added, which is that you can give feedback to anomalies.
The system gives feedback, or I give?
We give feedback to the system.
To the system.
About the anomalies that it detected.
So it learns.
It will learn.
You can learn based on what you know.
Indeed.
Okay.
So if we have a closer look at this level decrease here, we see it decreases from 96 kilobits per second to 95.98.
Okay.
That's a very small decrease, right?
It's not a lot. Well, depends on your reference point.
It depends a bit on your reference point, but you can imagine that an operator, when he sees this, will say, I'm not really interested in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The reason why DataMiner detects it is because the parameter was very stable before. So in that sense, it thinks it's significant.
Yes.
But maybe an operator knows more about the system and says, no, this is not significant. I don't want it. So then you can go to the right here. There are a button, thumbs up, thumbs down. You can press thumbs down. And then you inform DataMiner, like, this is not something I'm interested in.
Okay.
Right? Okay. I will now generate a bit more data. Generate 3 channels. This will generate 3 channels at once.
Okay.
This is because it's a bit difficult to really react on a single instance of feedback, right?
Yes.
So we will generate a bit more data and give a bit more feedback so that DataMiner has a bit more to work with.
Right. So you need to give it a lot. The more feedback you give it, the more detailed or accurate the system becomes.
Indeed.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just to keep an overview, I will sort it here on parameter description so that the channels are close together. Okay, here is another level decrease. It's also very small. I will give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
And here as well. You will notice here it apparently detected the trend decrease.
Okay.
Probably the data looks a bit different. I will just ignore this for now.
Okay.
All right. So now I will generate a 5th channel. And now because I've given feedback a few times. Oh, I've given feedback on the wrong one here. I hope it works. Let's see. Let's see.
Did you?
I wanted to give feedback on the level decrease.
And you picked variance.
I picked variance increase.
Okay.
So we'll see what it gives.
Okay.
Normally, I think it should work. Yes, indeed. It's what I wanted. It only detects the variance increase at this point.
Okay, because the level decrease has been downvoted multiple times.
Yes, indeed.
Enough so that your analysis engine or the system behind the scenes has, it's kind of like a human thought, or, as a human, you are cooperating with the system to make it learn more accurate.
So behind the screens, it looks like, how severe is this anomaly? Like, how big is it?
Yeah.
Have we already gotten feedback on
a
similar one? And if it's enough times, then we just won't give it.
Okay.
Right? If we look at the trend graph, you can also see it there. Yes, so if it loads correctly. Yes, so the variance increase, still a black
but no longer the shift.
Yes, the level shift, it's still there. It's still there,
it's a bit
but it's light gray. So that means DataMiner still detects it as a change in behavior, but it's no longer an anomaly.
All right, so you can still see that.
You can still see it.
The system did. Now, question.
Yes.
imagine you downvoted a few times, and
Yes.
as you did in the example here, you made a mistake, a human error.
Right.
It's easy to do. There's quite a few things in there. You misclick maybe once, maybe twice, maybe
Yes.
3 times. Could you revert that? Could you tell the system, hey, okay, actually this is a good thing, not a bad thing?
At this point, there is no option,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Oh well, I mean,
If you want to see that, let us know. We
Okay,
can
yeah,
implement
okay.
it. We can implement it.
I mean, I figured I'd ask the question.
yeah, sure,
I
sure.
apologize.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, the reasoning behind it was that we thought, well, how often will people actually go look at their trend graph and then see, oh, there is a change point that I actually wanted to be an anomaly.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, if there's something that you want to see, reach
Well,
out to us. We can do it.
imagine if now you generated like 3, 4, 6 more channels, but for each of those you gave a thumbs up.
Yes.
Would that be a way of over time?
Yes, but
Correcting
then, so
or-
if you have a bigger one,
Yeah.
and like every time you give a thumbs up,
Yeah.
it will go again, like the size for which anomaly would be triggered will
Yes.
still go down a little bit.
Okay.
So in that sense, you can do it.
Okay, so-
but then you depend, of course, on bigger anomalies happening.
Over time and
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
But all right. Yeah. No. A human assisted automatic analysis, anomaly analysis is
Yes.
pretty much what we're seeing here. Eh?
Yes.
Okay.
And, I have another exercise.
Yes, for sure.
Goes a bit further. I will just clean this up a bit. Yeah, This is not essential. It's just it's easier to follow. So
Right.
I've selected everything. Now I right click and I do clear alarms.
I just
right.
remove them for now. And
Just remove them. Yeah.
for the demo.
Yeah. This has no effect on the anomalies that are detected or anything. This is just
Yeah.
to start from a clean system again.
Okay.
Now I go to this task manager element.
Right.
Right. As the name suggests, it simulates a Windows Task Manager.
Yes.
So very similar. I can press generate data, then it will generate memory usage for a certain process.
Yeah.
Here it's Google Chrome. All right. So I will let it wait a bit. Yes, it's ready. And I will look at the trend graph. And here you see,
Okay. A big jump.
yes, it's quite stable. And then in the end, a big jump.
Right.
It's detected as an anomaly. You see the black square here.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I think this is a big jump, and I would like to be notified about this, right?
Right.
It's 350 megabytes starting from 750, so that's, it's
So
almost half as much extra as it was.
Yeah.
so,
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah.
Relatively, it's quite a lot. So you're gonna thumbs up that, yes?
I'm going to thumbs up it.
Good. Good. I'm
All right.
following. I'm following.
Yes, indeed. And now you see here, there's a light bulb next to this.
Ah,
It's
the
also-
light bulb is back.
Yes, the light bulb is back. It
Very
also
important.
appeared on the previous exercise, but there I ignored it.
Yes,
Now I
yes.
will work with it.
Okay.
Right? So what this light bulb does, it suggests certain actions related to anomaly detection.
Okay.
So now let's have a look. It suggests here to improve my alarm template.
Okay.
Right? Let's have a look at what I have now in the alarm template. It's very simple. I have an alarm template, but it's completely empty.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing any colors there
Yeah.
or something, so
Right. So the parameter is in there, but there's nothing configured. Right?
okay.
Now, remember from my previous kata, if you haven't seen it, no problem, I will explain.
I've seen it.
Yes, you were there, you were there.
But then if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
here's the link. Here's the link. Here's the gnome. Okay, wow, I'm getting a look
All right.
from marketing. It's
All
fine.
right.
Anyway, so
So what you can do in the alarm template is you can, instead of making these kind of events, these gray ones, we
Yes.
call that suggestion events, you can make it into real alarms
by an alarm template.
by making an alarm template
Okay.
and configuring it there. And you could also set certain thresholds.
Yes.
So, all right, let's see what it suggests here if we do improve alarm template.
Okay, so it will forward you to.
Yes, so this is the pop-up where you can select everything related
Yes.
to anomalies,
Okay.
right? And there is a suggested configuration that isn't very interesting here. It just checked this one, which means it will make alarms for level increases.
All right.
That makes sense because we
In
put the
the-
thumbs up for a level increase, so maybe
Right.
we want an alarm, right?
Okay.
All right. So let me update the alarm template. and it makes an alarm. Okay.
All right.
Now I will generate data for another process, the Java runtime.
Okay, right.
This uses less memory. You will see I haven't been very creative. It's again a big jump.
Yes, it is a big jump, but this one
Is it a big jump though?
marked as critical, I think.
Yes, this one is marked as critical. Now, is it a big jump? It's 46 megabytes. Is that big?
Not much.
Not that big, no.
Not much.
So I will vote thumbs down here. Again, a light bulb.
Okay.
And it suggests to improve my alarm template. So now what it suggests is a bit more interesting. It suggests to set an absolute threshold
Okay.
of 200 megabytes. Yeah?
Okay.
So how did it get to this 200?
Yes.
Well, I voted thumbs up on the first one. That was like 400 megabytes, the jump.
Okay.
This one was 40 megabytes, something like that. I voted thumbs down, so it sets it somewhere in between.
Okay, so it tries and average it and maybe then round it off to something.
Yeah, round it off a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will press update alarm template.
Okay.
So as you see now, the Google Chrome one is still there.
Yes.
The React Java runtime disappeared.
Okay.
Okay. I will make more data.
I like this. So it's like an iterative process.
It's an iterative process.
As
yes.
things come into your system
Yes.
with your environment and ecosystem, you can continuously feed back to the system up until a point where the entire thing just runs.
Yes, indeed. That's indeed the idea. So we give some feedback, and every time it suggests to improve something, you keep control because it's it's just a configuration, so you can see what it changes.
But it's very valuable because in a production environment, oftentimes when you set something up for the very first time and you have to make an alarm template and you have to define thresholds and defaults, a lot of times you're not really sure. Like,
Yes, indeed.
maybe it is normal that there's a constant 15 CPU usage or that the memory is spiking and dropping, and maybe it's part of the system.
that can be, yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to know that in advance, but this thing can help you teach
can
the
help
system.
you,
So
yeah.
over like a period of time, you'll have it
Yes.
organically set up.
Indeed.
Very awesome. Very cool.
So here it's Microsoft Visual Studio. If you have ever worked with it, it can be quite heavy. It can use quite a lot of
Yes,
memory.
yes, yes.
So here, so it uses like
couple of
1.7 and then it jumps up.
Yes.
I think for Visual Studio, this is kind of normal.
It happens. Yes.
It's kind of normal. So I will also press thumbs down, right?
Yes.
Again, it will suggest to improve my alarm template. So again, based on the previous feedback, it now suggests to use a relative threshold.
Okay.
So that means it is, it will make an anomaly if the size of the jump is bigger than 40% relative to the initial value.
Okay.
Right, so here it jumped from, what is it, 1,700
1.7 to 2.2 or
2.2,
something.
yeah. So that's an increase of less than 25%, if I'm correct.
So
And here it suggests 40%, so that one will disappear, but the Google Chrome one, that one will stay.
yes.
So again, it has picked a threshold somewhere so that the ones that I gave thumbs up to were still an alarm, and the ones I gave thumbs down to are not an alarm
Yeah.
anymore. All right, I will press update alarm template, and again, the one on Visual Studio disappears.
Yes,
on
but the other
Google
one
Chrome remains. And then, just to illustrate that it really works, I will just do a few more.
So it
here.
keeps going indeed.
Yes.
And you can continue to, as a user, say,
Yes.
well, this was now given as an alarm,
Yes.
but I don't want it as an alarm,
Yes,
using the
indeed.
light bulb there
Yes.
and continuously
Improve.
feedback on the system.
Feedback on the system and improve your alarm.
Yeah.
You can also do it without an alarm template.
Okay.
Because of time reasons, I'm not going to demonstrate that here.
Okay.
But if you can't get enough of it, there is a tutorial in the docs.dataminer.services.
So an extra secret kata you can do after this one.
You can go to DataMiner tutorials, then analytics tutorial,
Yes.
and improving anomaly detection using feedback.
All right.
And then there is step 3 and step 5.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
That's
So there
okay.
it's a bit similar to step 4, but then without using this light bulb.
Okay.
And you will see that...
But I like the light bulb.
It's nice, it's nice. That's why I wanted to show it.
Great.
But you can do it without, and then you will see that you need a bit more feedback before the system picks it up.
Okay.
Because the idea is that if you have this light bulb, you are really configuring something and you are really in control, so you see what is happening.
Yes.
So we don't have to be too careful there.
Okay.
But if you just give feedback, it's a bit less transparent, so
all right.
let's be a bit more careful.
Okay.
But so there you have to give a bit more feedback. But it works
so
as well.
we've done up to step 3.
Yes.
Is there any screenshot or something that you think
sure.
maybe a user can use that to say, hey, you can get some DevOps points if you...
Yes, indeed. I would say just screenshot the alarm console here with the thumbs up
thumbs up
on the Google Chrome.
Yeah, we'd like a thumbs up from you guys. You heard it here.
All right.
No thumbs down, only thumbs up.
There's still one thing that I want to mention.
Yes.
Like the scope of your feedback. So
all right.
Every user can give feedback.
Okay.
Right? And it's independent. So if you give feedback, you give different feedback from me, that's all fine.
Okay.
Of course, the system has to either create an anomaly or not.
Yeah.
And that is system-wide. So what it does, it aggregates, it tries to aggregate all feedback over all users. Okay. And then decide based on that, right? So if most people voted thumbs up, but only one voted thumbs down, it's a thumbs up that will win.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Can you add like some kind of authentication or only specific users that can do it? Or is that not something in there currently?
So what you do have is you can set permissions per element, but you cannot specifically say for feedback.
You cannot or can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's per element.
That's fine. But per element you can do some permissioning.
Yeah.
Indeed, okay.
Indeed.
Okay. No. Awesome. Very cool.
Right.
Great. I mean, amazing things you've shown us here. Brand new, state of the art.
Yeah.
State of the art. So everyone watching, take screenshots of the alarm console with that thumbs up. We'll get you your DevOps points for that. If you are watching from YouTube, don't forget, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you're always aware when we give you a new video, a new kata. And other than that, thank you very much for making some time and preparing this for us, showing it to us. For everyone out there, I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.